This is a must pick up for the gamified classroom. In fact, I think it's a must pick up for any classroom. Let's check it out. All right, this is going to be a short video, kind of in the series of the dice idea. We're leaving something to chance in the classroom. And in my classroom, being a world history classroom, we're getting to the Greek unit and we have to leave some things to the fates, right? We have to have the oracle make some predictions. So to kind of spice things up here, I live in Wisconsin. It is super chilly. Currently, right now, we're at the end of January. It is kind of this long haul of the school year. It's cold. It's super cold. Kids don't get outside. Cabin fever. There's not a lot to do. So we got to amp it up a little bit, change things up. So one way I do that is when we get to this Greek unit, in this time period, I add the magic 8-ball. And a magic 8-ball is just sort of this fun thing that removes you from the decision. So kids ask if they can go to their locker. Kids need to grab a little of this. Kids ask if they can have a little extra time on an activity. I leave it to the magic 8-ball. I say you have to consult the oracle. And it's so fun to see the kid kind of get off their seat and then walk over to the magic 8-ball, which I sort of put up on this sort of pedestal looking thing. And then they sort of flip the magic 8-ball and whatever it says, that's the answer, whether they can go to their locker. And it's so funny because if I said no, there'd be complaints and it would take forever. Like we'd waste a ton of class time debating whether they can or cannot go back to their locker. Then all of a sudden you put it on the magic 8-ball, and when the magic 8-ball decides, they're just kind of like, well, I guess I can't go back to my locker. So I just think this is really sort of fun when you sort of leave the decision up to a third party for obviously all these small decisions. But think about going to school. You know, we talk a lot on this channel about sort of bringing the fun and making class just something a little more to look forward to. And I guess that's what this magic 8-ball moment is for me in my classroom. You know, think about being a student and coming every day to school, going from, in my case, middle school, so going from one class to the next and just sitting down and having a teacher kind of describe what they have to create and do in your class. And then they go to the next class and you're like, all right, be creative. So even when we're bringing all these sort of fun TLAP sort of lessons, it can still be really challenging. Imagine moving from one class to the next like that. So one thing I like to do is just be fun, bring the fun, you know. Go buy a magic 8-ball on Amazon. I'll put a link down below, but it's just sort of fun to spice up the class and do a little something different. If it works with your theme in your gamified class, dress it up a little bit. Make it the oracle like I have. But it is just sort of fun. I have also started looking into building out some items that involve the 8-ball. So the 8-ball is going to decide whether or not the item power sort of works or not. These are sort of some chance items, these one-off items, some spells that they can cast. So it's another like avenue of creativity in your class that you could build out items around. But if you're a non-gamifier, it's also just sort of a fun sort of thing to do or throw into your classroom for certain activities and certain times. So think about picking one up. They really are, you know, easy to use, fun to use, and can really make the lesson or the activity just pop just that much better. And you know that I love sort of having us all bring the fun and bring the joy to our classrooms. And it makes it more fun for me, the teacher, but it also makes it more fun for the kids. I think it's important that we're kind of wacky and we show a little bit of our personality. You know, teaching is a serious business and something we should take serious, but we also got to be able to laugh a little bit along the way and enjoy the trip. So as always, if you guys could please subscribe to the channel, it helps out a lot. Give that thumbs up. Also, I would love in the comments below to hear just some ways you bring the joy in your class. What are some silly little things you do in this long haul of winter if you live in the north like I do? If you live in the south, I guess what's a fun thing that you guys add to your classroom where a little bit of your personality shines in the classroom? As always, guys, it's been great seeing you. Until next time.
Love the way you make me feel good. Love the way you say my name, and how I wanna feel my whole world.